The small things we do in our business matters a lot. Usually, we spend a lot of time planning and strategizing on the important aspects, and we work to ensure that we do not fail. But my experience has been that it's not just the big stuff that creates the big impact. In fact, it's the little things we do every day that adds up. A mistake in business is usually a wrong decision that you make. Every little mistake we make drags our business a bit behind, and you have to start all over again to move forward. One of the mistakes that impacts the business a lot is a wrong hire. Hiring the wrong person can be a problem, or missing out on hiring somebody that you should have hired can also be a problem. Hey there, I'm Tabish Bibikar, and I coach and mentor founders of software companies to build scale in their business fast. In this video, I'm going to discuss how to avoid hiring the wrong person. Most companies have a recruiting process where they receive a candidate resume. The resumes are screened, and then a battery of interviews is lined up for the candidates to go through. While this is a great process, and you do need to put the candidates through all of these interviews, it's super important to be clear with all interviewers what exactly you are looking for. Most interviewers land up having little or no context of the hire. The only thing that they know is that they are interviewing for this candidate for the position of a C++ developer or a full stack developer or a manual tester or whatever the designation and the role of that hire would be. Most interviewers validate candidates for perfection. They are put through the quiz from basic knowledge that they should have gathered at college to the toughest challenge that the person could experience at work. The array is very large, and in the gamble, we'll end up rejecting the vast majority of people in the quest for that perfect candidate. I've also seen the opposite happen. As interviewers are put through pressure of hiring and there's a deadline to achieve, they'll end up missing or ignoring some very glaring mismatches that the candidate presents. I once made the mistake myself of hiring a salesperson who showed up late for his appointment, apologized for submitting an older version of his resume, didn't submit his salary slips from his previous company on time, but landed up giving me perfect answers in the interview. Of course, he came in with the same attitude pattern, and it didn't take me long to realize the mistake that I had committed. So I corrected my mistake and also learned about a framework to keep handy at all times while hiring to ensure I don't make the same mistakes again. So let's get started to look at the 3-step simple framework. 1. Look at assets. Okay. Of course, the first thing to take careful note of is what is the candidate is expected to be doing and accomplishing in this role. What are the skills that they must be very, very good at? What are the must-haves and what are the nice-to-haves? What other assets should they possess apart from skills? What kind of education, what kind of network they should have, what kind of language and communication skills, etc. Okay, so that's the asset part. The second part to take care of is to be careful about the productivity date. When does this person need to realistically be productive from, and what part of the skill do they need to get started with right now? Does the candidate need to be productive on all the skill areas at the same level on that particular productivity date? Or you would say it's okay for us to wait a little longer for the person to upskill in other areas, but you need just 1 or 2 skills where they need to be the best and get started right away. Okay, so productivity date is important. The third aspect that you should be looking for is culture fit. Seek to validate the candidate's culture fit for your company. Reflect on one of your existing team members who has done well, or the kind of culture that you are trying to create. What exact work style, emotional temperament, and professional values they should possess to make a great fit for your company. Most companies will have a preferred language, for example, that most people communicate with each other as a team. Think twice before you bring in a member from outside who does not speak that language at all. The person could be great at their technical skills, but if they aren't able to adjust to other team members around, they won't stick around for long. Look at the level of formality that your company has. And if the candidate has been exposed to that level of formality before. I have seen many candidates who were not used to submitting a daily report and giving updates in presentation format to their supervisors buckle completely or take a much longer time to become productive when they are asked to do so in the new company. Some candidates may want to work by themselves as a strong technical resource and may not appreciate being put into a high collaboration demand kind of a team project. Use the above to create a checklist for yourself, okay, before you get started on the interview process, and look for validation with demonstrable examples from the candidates on each of these areas. I hope these 3 tips will help you to ensure that you are able to keep reducing the number of mistakes we make with bad hires. Join me in my business coaching program to help you attract and retain a high-performing team. Change your thinking, change your results. If you've liked this video, please do not forget to like and share. Do also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such videos on scaling up. Thank you for watching.